fellow YouTubers. Hey, good morning. We're almost coming out of this COVID-19 situation. I'm starting off here taking you guys over the Vincent St. Thomas Bridge. You guys have been over that with me once before. It's a beautiful old bridge, so I'm not going to really go into that, but you'll see one of my neighbors, this female that drives kind of like a hybrid type motorcycle, comes up on my left. But I wanted to talk to you guys about how impressed I am with just the beauty of Mother Nature, and how some of these things that go on in Mother Nature are just really hard to figure out, especially if you were someone that didn't really believe in a supreme being, an almighty creator, all-powerful, omnipotent, omniscient God. If you didn't believe in those things, because here's just a few, like for instance, okay, that motorcyclist, here she comes. I see her in my rearview mirror right there. I see her every morning drive by the front of my place. She sits with perfect posture. I'm kind of envious of that. She's probably a lot younger than me too. But anyways, back to Mother Nature. So these butterflies, you guys, did you know all 26 letters of the English language are found on butterfly wings? That's kind of hard to believe. And even all the numbers 0 through 9. Meerkats, it's the one truest example of all pure altruistic behavior. So behavior where you're giving up your own needs and your own safety for the benefit of others. So a meerkat, they have one sentry, one standing guard for birds of prey that might start circling above. So when they see a red-tailed hawk or something coming too close, they let out a loud screech, and all of the meerkats that are looking for food and playing, they all run into their holes. Well, the natural reaction of the bird is to focus on the meerkat that screams. And so that one is usually much more out in the open, usually standing on a little hill, and might not be as close to the holes as the other one. So he's putting his life in jeopardy for the benefit of the group. And, granted, the scientists say there's so much of his genetic makeup in all those family relatives that are around him that even if he is killed, it's kind of like he's survived at the same time. Which does make a good case for that extremely altruistic behavior. Our Arcadia trees, when the leaves start getting eaten by one of these trees, it lets out more tannin. It produces more tannin and releases this into the air, which then the other trees, it warms them. The other Arcadia trees now will then increase toxic chemicals into their leaves, so that the deer, when they get to those other trees, won't be able to eat them. They'll be too full of toxins. African buffalo, they take a vote on what direction to walk. So the female leader will stand up first and look her head in a certain direction, and then she'll sit back down. And then they all do the same behavior, indicating what direction they want to walk. If it's like split down the middle, like 10 to 9, they'll split up and get back together later. What a perfect solution. Red deer also do this type of behavior, and there's several types of monkeys that have a democracy. Animals have real intellect, they have real emotions, and in many ways they're much more tolerant socially of one another than human beings. I'm pointing right there at my odometer. It's 22,222. Obviously, the most social and tolerant socially would be insects such as ants and bees. But once again, the genetic makeup, they share 75% of the genes with the rest of the group, whereas brother and sister or brother and brother only share 50% of their genes. These insects are just so workaholics and so devoted to the group and it's primarily because they share 75% of their genes with every other member in that anthill or that beehive. Elephants are so amazing how they visit every year. They'll visit their ancestors' bones in certain designated grave sites. And they show such joy when there's a new addition to the family, when there's a new little baby. When they see old friends, the amount of joy you just see them show each other. So there's a lot of symbiotic relationships in nature too. Cleaning stations in oceans, on plains of Serengeti with zebra and the oxpecker birds. The birds get the ticks and the zebra get warning calls. So if you're an atheist, what started all of this? The Big Bang? Well, what caused the two atoms to bang together in the first place? So, the Mother Nature to me proves there's a creator. This stuff is too beautiful and wild not to be. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but the mileage just hit 22,222. But what an industrial area.